Well, the Miami Hurricanes are riding a 12-game win streak heading to the postseason. They defeat Georgia Tech 17-4 here on Saturday afternoon in a sweep over the Yellow Jackets as the ACC tournament approaches. Good evening to you. I'm AJ Ricketts alongside Alejandro Narciso. This weekend, one to remember for the Hurricanes. The offense just continuing where it left off from the NYIT series and the FAU ball game. Alejandro Narciso, the Hurricanes making a strong statement for a national seed.
AJ, Miami has scored 158 runs in the month of May. It's only May 16th. This team is really playing its best baseball. They finished off this year incredible. This series against Georgia Tech really summarizes this team as a whole. That first game, Thomas Woodry bailed them out because they weren't hitting that great. Second game, pitching and hitting was all there. Third game, Enrique Sosa, a little bit of a rough start, but then Miami's hitting was prolific.
Yeah, the Hurricanes making quick work of Georgia Tech in the 6th inning today, and whether it was NYIT or GT, it didn't matter. The Hurricanes offense was rolling. Let's take a look at the highlights brought to you by UHealth Sports Medicine. Starting things off in the top of the second, Arden Pabst at the plate, takes one out to left field, but Jacob Hayward, the diving play, and he's been playing very well in left the past few games.
Hey, Jacob Hayward offensively the last 10 games has been great, but defensively he's been incredible as well. He had a couple web gems yesterday, and today once again another one.
Now on to the bottom of the third, Ricky Eusebio slaps the double down the left field line. He's had a couple doubles right down that line the past couple of games, and it's helping out the Hurricanes offensively early in games. Later in the inning, Georges Kandarian at the plate gets in an RBI, and the Hurricanes tie the ball game at 1. On to the top of the fourth, Enrique Sosa on the mound strikes out Thomas Smith, his 4th strikeout of the game, and after a rough first inning, Sosa had a couple strong innings.
Yeah, he had a couple strong innings, but then after that he gave up 2 home runs in 1 inning. You know, this is Enrique Sosa's bread and butter, playing at home. He had an ERA under 1. Today he didn't really bring his best stuff.
Now bottom of the 4th inning, David Thompson at third base, and Brandon Lopez smacks one out to left center field. A 2-out double, his 18th RBI this season, and again, bottom third of the lineup, production for the Hurricanes.
1 through 9, Miami is great all around. Brandon Lopez, another clutch hit there.
And later in the inning, bases loaded for Chris Barr with a 2-1 lead. Lopez and Hayward are going to score off of this. A 2 RBI double out to right center field. Barr started the year in the bottom third of the lineup, but was hitting so well he was forced up to the number 2 spot, and he's still hitting strong.
You know, nobody really expected Chris Barr to have the year that he's having, and it's great to see, and it's great to see his family out there in the stands always supporting him.
Yeah, Jim Barr, his father, certainly expected the year he's having. He's at every single game. On to the top of the 5th, A.J. Murray of Georgia Tech, a solo shot, his 15th of the season. That tied the game at 4. It was a rough inning for Enrique Sosa, gives up 2 home runs, 3 runs of the inning. He finishes with 4 2/3 innings pitched and is out of the ball game. A rare tough start at home for Enrique Sosa. On to the bottom of the 5th, Zach Collins at the plate. He's been raking recently, and it's a long fly ball to deep left center field here. A lot of fans thought it was gone, but it's off the top of the wall, so Collins is into second base with a stand-up double, and then Garrett Kennedy picking up where he left off. A double down the right field line. His 10th double of the season, and Garrett Kennedy having a great senior weekend.
Well, absolutely. He's one of these guys that's kind of undershadowed on this team. You mentioned the best hitters, David Thompson, Zach Collins. Garrett Kennedy's right there with them.
Now bottom of the 6th, Zach Collins again at the plate. And a deep fly ball here for Collins. Off the bat, it didn't look like much, but it kept carrying with the wind. And by the end, it was off the scoreboard. His 14th home run of the season. And Zach Collins continues his torrid pace after ACC Player of the Week honors back-to-back weeks. Then later in the inning, wouldn't stop there. David Thompson, no doubt about this one, a solo blast out to left field. His 19th home run of the year, that leads the ACC.
And AJ, you got to think that David Thompson was a little upset in that first game against Georgia Tech. No hits. After that, 4 home runs. Absolutely incredible.
But the 6th inning show was not over. Later in the inning, Jacob Hayward with 2 men on base continues what was batting practice for the Hurricanes. A 3-run blast, the 3rd home run in the past week for Hayward.
Yeah, and Hayward, I talked to him yesterday after the game. He said they're just playing baseball at this point, and they're finding their pitches, and this is a great groove to be in right now.
And then on to the top of the 9th inning, Brian Garcia on to get some action right before the tournament. Allows a couple of base runners, but then induces a ground out of Matt Gonzalez, flips it over the bar, and the Miami Hurricanes win their 12th straight game by a final score of 17-4. They're now joined with David Thompson on the post-game show after a 17-4 win over Georgia Tech here on a Saturday sweep. And David, are you sure you guys aren't using the old BB Core bets? You guys outscored Georgia Tech 42-5 in this series, and it's been a tremendous amount of fun to watch this offensive display.
Unless GM's not telling us something, I'm pretty sure we're using the right bets. It was definitely a good weekend.
You, yesterday, 3 home runs, of course, and you lead the conference on home runs, you lead the nation in RBIs. Are you, at this point, just looking for a home run ball to hit, or is it just coming naturally? Explain your approach at the plate, as you've been one of the most terrific players in the country the past few weeks.
Just trying to swing at good pitches and putting good swings on balls that I think I could hit or drive, and you know, it's been working well so far.
ACC tournament upcoming next week, of course, and you guys on a 12-game win streak. Seems like you guys are having a lot of fun. The RPI right up there in the top 3, and it seems like a national seed is certainly a real possibility at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing good baseball right now, and it was a big weekend sweep for us to, put our names out there for a national seed, and hopefully we can go to the AC tournament and keep playing well.
This weekend, a lot of fun. Last night was senior day as well, and a lot of seniors on this team from the pitching staff, and guys like Otero, Danny Vrigge, who just joined this year, to guys that you played with for a couple seasons like Garrett Kennedy. Talk about the impact these seniors have made on this team, guys trying to make Omaha for the first time since 2008.
Yeah, it's been huge. Our senior leadership has been great. Those guys have pushed us along the way the whole year, and they've done a lot of good things for us, and hopefully we can get those seniors to Omaha.
Pretty good weekend for David Thompson. 3 home runs yesterday, had 1 today as well, and the Hurricanes riding a 12-game win streak into Durham for the ACC tournament next weekend.